Hey y'all, hey. I know it's late. I'm just recording. Um, I actually was up just reading something on my news break, and it was saying like how two males from the cab prison had hung themselves. One just came to jail on the 11th, August 11th, under the RICO Act. And then there was another one, I can't pronounce his name, he was like a Mexican. He came to jail on the 15th, which was a couple of days ago, under, little petty charges. And I guess, they both hung themselves. Like I say, y'all, they found like sheets with like, well, they don't have the shoestrings, I'm sure, because they walking around in they shower shoes. And so they prevented like, shoes with shoestrings to prevent stuff like that. But y'all have to understand we do still have sheets. So what they do, they tear the sheet up and they'll hang themselves from like the top bunk. So I guess when it was time to do count or whatever, the CO, excuse me, the CO did count and had to um, find them unresponsive. You know, they tried to bring them back to life, but they was gone. So that's why I tell you, like, some people can't deal with jail. Like, I don't know, like, I can't say jail not the same because, like, this was, like, my first offense and I did so many years behind it. But from what I was hearing back then, jail was sweet. Jail was like college, like a college campus for real. It was men's and women's, and they had to separate them because, the men and the women, they was having sex, they was getting pregnant. So that's why they had to, divide it up. So now it's men cell, men prison and women prison. It's not cold, however they were saying it back then. It's not that no more. So it made it like more, it made it harder for some people because it's not the same no more. Um, like some people can't tolerate of a next grown person telling them what to do. Like I say, I have a real bad thing with following orders from another person. So yeah, I was reading and I was like, I said, well, I was just talking about this. I was just talking about this in my life, like how some people can't handle jail. Like, okay, it's different once you hit the police station, like get your fingerprints and stuff like that. But it's another thing when you go behind bars and they slam it behind you. You know how they say go to jail and throw away the key? Like that's what they literally do. And here, now I don't know because I never got locked up here in Georgia, but I know here in Georgia, they laws is way different from Illinois laws. So I probably would commit suicide too because once they lock you up, y'all, here, I can't speak. I can't say this about Illinois, but once they lock you up here in Georgia, it's almost like they forgot about you. Like you don't know when you having a court day. You don't know. Well, I'm sure you go have like a public defender or whatever. Like you won't know when you have another court date. You don't know what's going on with the case. You gotta wait till they place you with a judge. Like it's just too much. It's just too much behind jail here and dealing with the people here, the authority here. You know, they give you Buck Rogers court date. You know, like you'll been went to jail today. You probably won't get no court dates after New Year's or something like that. Like it's weird, it's crazy. So you got to sit there all that time until they decide to give you a court date. It's crazy. Now with Illinois jail, we have a couple of suicide people there who done killed themselves, or you done have people that came and killed that person. You know, so our jail in Illinois is very, it's more lenient than here. So I can see why, people be hanging themselves, like they can't take the time, they can't take being in jail. Um, they probably know that it didn't change. You got to walk around with them hard shower shoes, for them dollar store shower shoes on every day, all day. Not only that, you going in the shower with them, like you got to be in the day room with them. If you go to church, you got to wear them to church. If you going outside for rec, you got to wear them outside the rec. Like that's uncomfortable wearing them cheap shower shoes all day, every day. So I could understand, but it was just crazy. Like I had a friend, and I was telling y'all this before. I had a friend, I had a lot of friends, y'all, a lot of MA friends, and she was doing good. She was on her way, going back to court for her appeal, and I guess it was just too much pressure on her to where she could take it and she hung herself. She killed herself. And I was like, why she do that? Some people, you never know what a person be going through. Some people go through mental illness, you know, and they be feeling like, well, if I'm gonna be confined, don't want to talk to, because sometimes they'll put you off in the room by yourself. And you got to stare and look at the four walls. You have to look at the steel sink. You have to look at the steel bunk bed. You have to look at the steel toilet. Like that would drive me crazy. You know, then you gotta worry about them pushing, shoving your food into a little chuck hole. Like who wanna be fed like that? So you start thinking about a lot of stuff. And it bothers people mental. It bothers your mental to where they'll be like, you know what? F this. And then they'll start ripping up sheets, hanging it from the sink or the toilet, you know, to their bunk bed, tying it up around they neck real tight, and they'll jump off, and they'll be at the top of the bunk bed, and they'll just hang off, jump off the bed. Cause the bum heads do be a little high, y'all. So they'll like jump off the bed or whatever, and they'll just hang themselves. It's great. It's kind of like hard to explain. Like you have to be inside the cell to actually understand what I'm talking about, or get an idea of what I'm saying. But yeah, they're tired. It's like it's kind of hard to explain, but they'll hang themselves from the bunk bed, from the top bunk bed. Just weird. And you just imagine like being the CEO and you walking around, shake some, move some, or count time. They gotta make sure they see you moving. They gotta make sure it's two bodies, one at the top, one at the bottom. And for also, and then they'll flash their light if it's dark or whatever. And for them to come and flash their light and see one one person dead, oh, they shut everything down. So now we have to be punished for this person who want to hang themselves. And we shut down for the rest of the day, until they figure out what happened and all this other stuff. And they calling people all around to come in and Oh, it was just crazy. And then, like, where I was at, I was in the White Correctional Center. Like, if you didn't have no family and you died in jail and no one come and identify your body, they had a graveyard, like, behind the penitentiary. They had a whole graveyard back there, you know? And I used to see little gray tombstones. I was like, what is that? And the officer told me, he like, that's a grave site back there. I said, a grave site? They were like, yeah, you know, uh, excuse me, I still have a cold. I still have this little cold I'm trying to get rid of. He was like, yeah. And when people commit suicide here, they don't have no support, no family. And we'll reach out to, you know, people on the emergency list. If the numbers change, we'll have no other choice but to bury them back there because they'll still be considered part of the state, you know. So yeah, they'll keep them there. Oh, it's just crazy, y'all. It's crazy. When I say suicide is real behind bars, it is real behind bars. You have people that commit suicide, or you have other inmates taking inmates' lives. They making pitch knives and making objects out of pencils and pens and sharpening them up. It's crazy. It get crazy. So yeah, I just seen that, y'all, and I was like, there's something to talk about, because I wasn't gonna come live until tomorrow, and like, let me just go and say this. I know somebody go watch it or whatever, so y'all make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe this video, and I'll be back with more. I don't. I believe I could go back stream y'all on the 21st. I'll be having a special guest, you guys. I'll be having a special guest who were or still is a CO at a male prison. I'll be having her coming up, joining my panel once I get my StreamYard fixed. She'll be coming and we gonna continue this. So until then, stay tuned. Love you guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you guys later.